The views and opinions expressed on any program are those of the persons appearing on the program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the New Media Factory. Some programs on this network might include strong images and language and may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi everybody, welcome to Unbox. We're back. Obviously, dalawa lang kami.
Oo nga, hindi may kasama tayong dalawa sa likod.
Oo nga, dyan si Snake Eyes tsaka si
Si
Storm
Alora yan,
Shadow.
tsaka si Ison eh.
Si Ison, by the way, is in Korea for his vacation but will be back next week.
Alora is
naman
sick. And kahit gusto niyang pumunta, maulan din daw eh. So wala.
So Alora, kung nanonood ka man, and I'm sure you are.
Nasa Kainta pa siya. Lalabas namin yung address niya later sa Twitter.
Para pwede niyo padala ng bulaklak.
Oo. Tsaka pwede niyo siya i-stalk.
Correct. But anyway, we have a really packed episode pa rin. Kahit dalawa lang kami ni Paolo, so huwag kayong mag-alala. We have a lot of new gadgets for you guys today. We'll be talking about two Cherry Mobile new phones, yung Cosmos X2 and the S. And we also have the new phone from, ano ba to? SKK Mobile. Ano kaya ibig sabihin ng mga
Hindi ko
ganyan,
alam ba't SKK. Ito yung pinaka-weird na pangalan ng
No,
cellphone brand.
if you go to SM North EDSA, may store doon.
Meron sila. Oo,
may isa pang bagong brand, pangalan DS Mobile.
Sama naman nun.
Hindi ako naglalawa. There's really a store
Sama
called...
naman ng life choices.
So, we'll be talking again about the two Cherry Mobile phones, the SKK. And after that, pero before the two Cherry Mobiles, we'll also talk about iOS 7 and the new iPhones. Of course, yun ang pinakamalaking balita ngayon sa...
Kaya lang ako nasa show na to, hinihintay ko lang yung episode na to.
Tapos dito ka na this is your time to shine. Okay, game. So simulan natin sa kay SKK Mobile. So as you can see, this is the box. I've already taken the phone out.
And this is the first time we've featured an SKK phone.
Yeah, actually. Ito pinakaunang time. The box, as you can see, is your generic carton blue box. May hero shot ng product dito sa harap. Specifications here at the back. Now, what the phone looks like, diretso na tayo kagad sa telepono, Teka, may kasama siyang case eh.
Which comes with the box.
Yung case kasama sa box. So, this is what the phone looks like. Pwede ba natin i-zoom in? Tada! Kuha natin.
Mukha siyang Lenovo.
Actually, mukha siyang Lenovo or HTC. Kasi if you take a look at the back, yung mga red accents na ganyan, HTC nagpasimuno niyan eh.
Tsaka Star Mobile.
Diba? Tapos here din, meron din siya here. May red siya sa ganyan.
Pero yung sides is very Lenovo eh. Diba?
But it's still very thin. Solid yung build niya. Hindi kasing rounded yung corners. So hindi kasing ergonomic
hawakan. Although yung likod is rounded. Yung back case mismo.
So masarap pag dito. Pero sa edges, medyo it bites into the palm a bit. Ngayon, pag nakita nyo, pati yung capacitive buttons at the bottom also light up in red. Diba? So it's nice naman in terms of design. Now, in terms of specs, this is a 5-inch screen, 720p. In terms of the internals, you have a quad-core processor, 16 gig internal storage, expandable pa.
Internal storage, 16.
So hindi siya yung usual na 4 gig lang or 8 gig lang. Ito, 16 gig kagad.
Which is room for more apps and, di ba? Mas mabilis i-access ng yun.
Tsaka yung mga mahilig mag-torrent sa phone nila, solve na kayo, di ba?
And it has 1 gigabyte of RAM.
So more or less, medyo okay na yan. Dito sa likod, you have a 13 megapixel camera. Yan yung may red na accent pa dito. Pagdating dito sa harap, may 8 megapixel camera. Again, para sa mga mahilig mag-selfie dyan, okay kayo. Everything else is the usual. May Wi-Fi, 3G, GPS.
Android Jelly Bean, of course.
Android Jelly Bean.
Meron pa bang ice cream sandwich ngayon?
Wala na yata. Pero yung nakakatawa, pwede ba natin zoom in? Kung tinan mo, medyo transparent ako kasi may green. Pag tinan mo, yung nakasulat dyan, Life Companion. Which is actually from the S4.
Okay.
Diba? S4 nagpasimuno niyan Life Companion. Tapos yung effect na to, yung parang may rays of sun, tsaka yung sound effect.
LG.
No, that's also Samsung.
Okay, right. Akala ko yung unlock na yung
Samsung yung tunog na yun Tapos yung wallpaper na yan, I think, basta nabibili yan sa App Store Android DNE yata yung tawag. But anyway, pati icons, in fact, mukha rin galing Samsung. So yung software niya, maraming similarities with Samsung. But more or less, in terms of the features, the functionalities, It's your usual Android phone with a quad-core processor.
And the price?
Di ko pa alam. I'll double check. I think it's at 9,999.
So it's not out in the market yet?
It's now out. Nag-sale nga sila no weekend eh. They brought this down to 7,999 yata.
It's not bad.
Pero alam mo, interesting lang. Parang dati, pag may review tayong quad-core, parang exciting pa eh. No?
Lahat na quad-core eh.
Pero lahat ngayon quad-core na eh. Tapos lahat ng presyo na they keep going
iPhone
down.
na lang ata hindi quad-core ngayon eh.
Even with the A7 chip, diba? It's still...
They went to 64-bit. It's a software thing.
Mamaya discussion yun. Again, kasama rin sa box is a case. This is already in the case. They call this like the bubblegum case. I don't know why. Probably because of the color.
Does it come in pink, all of them? Or you have a choice na ibang kulay?
Hindi. Ito yung kasama sa box eh. So I'm not sure
kasi blue box tapos pink yung case eh.
Diba? Well, wala naman choice eh. Kung ano na lang yung laman eh.
So
other than the case, we have the usual. We have the micro USB to USB cable, the wall charger, and the earphones. So, just the usual stuff. Pero yung maganda nga, meron siyang libreng case na pink. So, papasok mo yung telepono dyan. Ayan. So, there you go. Diba? The SKK Mobile. Ano nga ang pangalan? Hindi naman natin sinabi yung pangalan ng model. SKK Mobile Platinum. Yung pangalan niya.
SKK Life Partner. Or
Life Companion. Diba? So, hindi ko lang gets yung pink na case.
Baka it's for specific market talaga na hindi natin
sana
alam.
ginawa na nilang pula eh. Kasi kung pula yung accent sa actual phone, pati sa software.
Or white. Nothing's wrong with white.
Diba? By the way, yung case na medyo nakakaaliw, no? May kasama siyang built-in
maganda kayo na natatanggal
yung pantakip ng micro USB port. So, pag sinara mo, ayan, yung kung kita nyo eh. Pero meron siya eh, yung pantakip. So, pag sinara mo, natatakpan yung port. Dito din sa taas, pwede niyang takpan yung
so that's for dust, yung headphone jack.
Yung headphone jack.
Mga dust and other stuff like that.
So again, this is the SKK Mobile Platinum. So we can expect the full review on Unbox soon. Actually, ang laki ng backlog ko ngayon sa gadgets. No? So siguro mga 3 weeks.
May mga X-mini speakers ka pa na bago na.
Nasulat ko rin naman eh.
Okay,
so mga 3 weeks pa to bago ko masulat. Okay, so again, SKK.
Dude, by 3 weeks may bago ng model nun.
Ng alin?
Ewan ko, yung Cherry Mobile, every week naglalabas.
Actually, nagpadala na sila ng invite. May event on September 20, new models to be announced.
Pang ilang new models?
Magsusulat pa lang ako about this eh. Bago na namang model, grabe. Actually, bilis nila mag-upgrade.
Wala pa rin silang LTE, ano ba yan?
Baka daw mga next year pa. Yun yung tansya. But anyway, again, this is the SKK Mobile Platinum. Watch out for the full review on Unbox. Now, for the next part, ito na yung time to shine ni Paolo. Usapang tayo, iOS 7. So before we get to the
videos,
before we get to the discussion, we'll just play a video about iOS 7.
We have always thought of design as being so much more than just the way something looks. It's the whole thing, the way something actually works on so many different levels. Ultimately, of course, design defines so much of our experience. I think there is a profound and enduring beauty in simplicity, in clarity, in efficiency. True simplicity is derived from so much more than just the absence of clutter and ornamentation. It's about bringing order to complexity. iOS 7 is a clear representation of these goals. It has a whole new structure that is coherent and that is applied across the entire system. We've considered the tiniest details, like refining the typography, to much larger ones, like redesigning all the icons. And developing a grid system allowed us to achieve a much more harmonious relationship between individual elements. We've also incorporated a whole new palette of colors. Distinct, functional layers help establish hierarchy and order. And the use of translucency gives you a sense of your context. These planes, combined with new approaches to animation and motion, create a sense of depth and vitality. The iPhone, responding to your movements, drives the parallax to create a whole new experience of depth. In many ways, we've tried to create an interface that is unobtrusive and deferential. One where the design recedes, and in doing so, actually elevates your content. Even the simple act of changing your wallpaper has a very noticeable effect on the way your iPhone looks and feels across the entire system. While iOS 7 is completely new, it was important to us to make it instantly familiar. We wanted to take an experience that people know very well and actually add to it to make it more useful, to make it more enjoyable.
In addition to the redesigned user interface, iOS 7 comes with some great new features and enhancements. Now, the controls you want to access quickly are all in one convenient place with Control Center. One swipe from any screen opens up a set of useful controls. And Notification Center is now available from the lock screen, with a new at-a-glance view of your day. Multitasking lets you jump from app to app much more intuitively. It actually pays attention to which apps you use most and automatically keeps your content up to date in the background. The new Camera app introduces a new level of ease and versatility. Now you can just swipe between modes, from video to still to square, while using a new palette of filters. Your iPhone knows the time and location for each of your photos. The Photos app uses this information to intelligently organize your pictures by clustering them into moments and collections. And now, with iCloud photo sharing, friends and family can contribute their own photos and videos to your shared albums. With over 800,000 apps, the App Store is the world's largest app marketplace. iOS 7 now features Popular Near Me, a new way to find a collection of apps based on your current location. AirDrop makes it, and when you hear something you'd like to purchase, it's just a tap away.
iOS 7 brings with it the most significant changes that we've made to the user interface since the introduction of the very first iOS. To create it, we brought together a broad range of expertise from design to engineering. With what we've been able to achieve together, we see iOS 7 as defining an important new direction and in many ways a beginning.
Okay, ang haba ng video.
Natapos din.
Pasensya na guys, hindi ko na check. 7 minutes pala yung video na yun.
Nakapag-CR na ako.
Oo nga
Nakakain na kami.
May mga nag-yossi break na at lahat. Hindi pa tapos yung video. But anyway, so I'll turn you over to Paolo na meron demo version ng iOS 7 on his iPhone 5.
Hello.
So,
pwede ba zoom natin?
Pwede ba natin i-zoom in yung telepono niya? Kahit ano na tayo, rundown lang the features. Pagkatapos sa rundown, impressions mo if it's really like what Johnny Ive said, talagang redefining daw the direction of the iPhone.
I wouldn't say redefining, pero sige, let's just discuss it. So ayun, may nag-text. I was able to download, I guess, a beta version of it. Pero this available naman na to by the 20th to everyone.
18.
18 ba?
18.
Ayun, so everyone na naka 4S, I think hanggang iPhone 4.
4 up.
Oo, 4
iPad
up.
2 pwede din.
Oh, iPad 2? Ba, phase out na ngayon eh. So yun, you'll be able to download this. Pero I guess my favorite features is yung parallax wallpaper, which simply means na pag ginalaw-galaw mo yung screen, hindi nyo makikita in detail dyan pag ganito kalayo. Pero parang gumagalaw yung screen. It's right under the icons eh. So it gives off the impression na hindi na flat yung screen. It's also simpler yun nga, we have the control center. You can launch this from any app. Anywhere in this, kahit pag naka-lock screen ka, pwede mo kunin yan. So, nandyan yung airplane mode, silent, Wi-Fi, lock orientation, gano'n. Nandun yung volume, nandyan din yung airdrop. You can adjust the brightness too. Notification center is also significantly better looking kasi pangit talaga yung dati, di ba? So, medyo humabol siya sa Android. In many ways, humabol lang talaga yung iOS 7 sa Android, which is a good thing. Pero yun nga, habol pa rin. It also has live wallpapers, which I imagine, kakain ng baterya na malaki. Yan. Hindi ko alam kung kita siya from there, pero gumagalaw yung mga parang bubbles sa likod. Then you can just unlock it. The camera app is also redesigned. Pero yun nga, yeah, it's still the same old iOS. Very
It just
familiar
looks
nga.
better.
It just looks better in a lot of ways. Especially yung some apps na marami talagang galit, like Game Center looks so much better. Dati yung parang poker table na pangit, di ba?
Ano yung term? Skeuomorphic.
Skeuomorphism eh. Kasi
Ayan.
yung, ano yun eh, parang gusto, yung concept na yun, which is making digital images as close to reality as possible. Talagang si Steve Jobs ang advocate nun. Pero since patay na siya, si Johnny Ive naman, who's head of their industrial design and everything else, talagang okay siya sa mga iba-ibang design. It doesn't have to look like the real thing. Okay, even yung dati sa previous versions of the iOS, even the voice recorder is mukhang
Mukhang voice
microphone eh,
recording,
di ba?
correct.
Oo. Ngayon, redesigned na rin siya. So yun, parang
Messages,
nakaka-reinvigorate siya. Kasi
Pareho
bago.
lang yung messages. Yung mga...
Messages is white na siya.
okay. Hindi na yung mga blue bubbles.
Oo, and the fonts are also thinner. Blue bubbles pa rin siya, pero as you can see, mukha nga siyang Android. Oo, kasi yung dati parang may mga shadow na weird. Oh, masyado siyang bright. Pero, yeah, ayan. Okay. Tapos dito sa home screen, you can activate the search iPhone by just swiping down instead of swiping dun sa dulo. Tapos yun nga, control panel, notification center, you can launch from any app. But yun, parang basic lang naman yung changes niya eh. I guess...
Pero it also available sa iPad, di ba?
It will be available sa iPad too, as you said, iPad mini and all the newer iPads.
So lahat sila ganyan na itsura, which is actually nice, no?
Oo,
So
it's nicer, it's brighter, para kang may bagong phone eh, actually,
Okay,
to
so
tell you the truth.
to everybody who has iPhone 4s,
Oo.
4Ss, 5s, it would be good to know that this comes out next week. Actually, this week.
This week.
September 18.
Well, I thought it was the
Is
20th.
it like Wednesday or Thursday?
Oo.
Diba? And at the same time, to those naman who are thinking of getting iPhones, lalo na yung, kasi telcos have a tendency of dropping their rates, no? Lalo na for postpaid plans. Pag may lalabas na bago.
Lalo
So, for
pag
example,
iPhone. Tuwing iPhone, doon nila usually nila-launch yung mga
Correct.
bagong postpaid promos or
Kunyari
bagong
yung-
services.
Kunyari yung 4S, sigurado ako may magbebenta niyan under plan 999.
Oo, correct.
Diba? So pag ganun, tandaan ninyo, you're not just buying the hardware, you're also buying the software. And pagdating sa Apple, they update it regularly like this one, which is a major release. So even if you have a rather old device with the iPhone 4 or 4S, kuha mo pa rin yan.
Yep.
Diba? So again, that's for the iOS part.
Their Safari browser is significantly improved. Pero yun nga, parang hinabol niya rin lang yung Chrome.
Yung parang card stack
Oo.
ng
Actually, mas madali pa rin gamitin yung Chrome kasi you can just swipe from
Pag
the
ayaw mo
screen.
na.
Hindi, magbabago yung window.
Ay,
You
oo.
move to the next tab. Ito, may pipindutin ka pa to move to the other tab. So it's still easier. So props to Google for that.
So again, that's the iPhone new iOS 7. So now punta naman tayo sa dalawang bagong in-announce na telepono.
May video tayo
May
ulit.
video tayo na medyo hindi naman ganun kahaba eh.
Hindi naman.
So let's start first with the
So mas
iPhone.
maikli siya dun sa huling video na
Yeah,
pinay
let's start
natin.
first with the iPhone 5C.
The iPhone 5C is in many ways the distillation of what people love about the iPhone 5. It's simpler, more. It starts with a single piece of polycarbonate, into which we install a steel reinforced frame, creating a bespoke assembly that doubles as an antenna. We then add the rear plate. We then machine holes for the buttons, ensuring perfect alignment. And then the entire assembly goes through multiple finishing processes, including a clear lacquer hardcoat that creates a durable and incredibly glossy surface. This whole process culminates in an extraordinarily rigid structure and a solid, dense feel that you would not expect from a plastic product. From the beginning, we wanted to design cases as colorful and as well made as the iPhone itself. The soft, matte, microfiber-lined silicone is a very intentional contrast to the glossy, hardcoat finish of the iPhone. The result is a case that extends and complements the product while offering dozens of colorful combinations.
iPhone 5C is built on a foundation of features that people know and love. Like the beautiful 4-inch Retina display, blazing fast performance and console-level graphics from the A6 chip, the 8-megapixel iSight camera, and an impressive battery life. And now, we've added more LTE bands than any other smartphone in the world. And we've given it a new FaceTime HD camera for even better FaceTime calls and self-portraits.
Gising pa ba kayo, guys?
Gising pa ba kayo? But anyway, that's the iPhone 5C. Obviously, wala pa kaming...
Wala pang merong kahit sino.
Wala pang meron. But siguro we can just quickly talk about it, no? Ngayon, alam ko ikaw, advocate ka ng design ng Apple for not being plastic. Paano yung may plastic na?
Medyo masama nga loob ko eh. Tsaka colors, ang pangit ng kulay, di ba?
Actually, yung hindi ko nagustuhan yung case.
Yung case, yung mga butas-butas sa likod.
Siyang cheese grater.
Yung polka dot sa likod, di ko alam eh.
Tsaka alam mo, hindi ko alam kung matutuwa si Steve Jobs sa idea na takpan mo yung Apple logo.
Correct.
Diba? Tinakpan nila eh. May block ng color that covers it. So,
tsaka dito butas-butas sa baba, tapos sa taas sa Apple logo pa talaga yung may takip eh.
Oo nga, dapat yung butas-butas sa taas.
Oh well.
But anyway, yung iPhone 5C, yung C po doesn't stand for cheap, no?
It's just, wala lang.
It's just siguro mga 5,000 cheaper than the SRP of the
$100
iPhone 5.
cheaper siya eh, nung sa published prices.
So it's actually meant really to replace the iPhone 5.
Oo.
Kasi yung specs niya, medyo pareho lang eh.
I think apart from the iPhone 5C does have more LTE bands, which I think is for the emerging market kasi uso yung mga open line na phone. Tsaka the better HD FaceTime camera.
Well, they did say that it's supposed to have better battery life, but hindi pa natin ma-quantify yun.
Pero I think ang maganda dun sa plastic, kasi nga plastic siya, hindi ka na mag-aalala sa gasgas. Like you do with the iPhone 5. Ang dali mag-gasgas nung edge nito eh, di ba? Yung edge ng screen.
Pwede ba i-replay yung sinabi niya na gusto niya yung
Pero
plastic?
hindi, pangit pa rin.
So,
hindi ako gagastos ng ganun kalaking pera para sa plastic na.
pero, syempre of course yung play niyan sa telcos. No? Imagine nyo kung mag-offer yung Smart, sabihin natin ng, sige, pati Globe, kung mag-offer silang dalawa ng, sabihin natin, Plan 1.5.
Hoy, alam mo, mas competitive ang pricing ng Globe talaga lagi. So,
Oo nga, tama, Globe, competitive. So, sabihin natin meron silang
Hindi ko
plan.
sinabing leader.
Sabihin natin may Plan 1.5, unlimited data. Diba? Tapos you get the iPhone 5C. Pwede na yun. Feeling ko madaming kakagat eh.
Pwede na
It's not a phone that you will buy lump sum. Well, some people buy it lump sum. But a lot of people probably use the postpaid plans to their advantage.
Tsaka I'm sure ikaw, Carlo, bibili ka rin yan.
Oh, definitely. Yung pink.
Parang hindi ko alam kung pink siya o red siya.
Pag linabas mo talaga, pansinin nyo ako. Parang yan yung yan yung Starbucks. Yung market study lumabas nun eh. Na ang Starbucks, kahit wala ng laman yung cup, gusto mong hawak-hawak mo pa rin.
Ay, hindi
At
naman.
naglalakad-lakad
Sobra
ka.
naman yun.
Hindi, yung unang labas dito sa Pilipinas. Uso yun,
okay.
lalo yung mga nagko-call center.
Oo nga pala.
Diba? Kasi lahat sila kailangan magkape eh. Diba? Kasi kung tingnan din nila, hindi lang yung phone. Kung meron kayong puting earphones. Kasi iniisip nila, pag nakikita nila yung puti, naka-iPhone yan.
Putris na yan.
So pag bibili kayo ng earphones, itim. Kasi siguro iniisip nila cheap yun. Diba? Hindi nila alam, ilala ko, mahilig ako sa earphones, yung mga earphones ko, tiki 15 mil eh. So hindi lang nila alam, mas mahal pa yung earphone ko sa telepono. But anyway, so tatandaan nyo din yan. Hindi lang yung phone, pati yung
So naging status symbol na rin pala yung earphones
tinitingnan nila yun. Lalo-lalo na yung pag naglalakad-lakad sa mall. Di ba may mga taong ganun eh. Nagsusot ng earphones sabi naglalakad
Tsaka
sa
pag
mall.
nasa bus ka, di ba, mas trip mo na may earphones na suot. Kasi
Oo,
boring
minamata ka na nun. Tsaka kung may earphones ka, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin sa hold-upper. Sabihin natin, hold up! Tapos tutukan ka ng kutsilyo.
Wala akong dalang
Wala akong dala. Eh ano yan, di ba?
nakasaksak. Sa pusod ko, nakasaksak.
So, di mo pwede pong bola. So, tandaan lang natin, Burr months na, mag-ingat po tayo sa ating mga gadgets. Kung gusto niyo lumipas lang yung Burr months nang hindi kayo na-hold up, bumili kayo ng cheap na phone. Yun na yung gamitin nyo. Di ba? But anyway,
Huwag ka nalang magpa-hold up. Utang na loob.
yun
Pwede
din.
naman ganun eh.
Diba? So, that's the 5C. The 5C, of course, will come out together with the 5S. Estimate namin is December.
December usually.
For
Kasi
the
last
local
year,
market.
nag-estimate tayo na medyo maaga. December din lumabas eh.
Yeah, pero in some other countries, it will be out by the 20th. So, you can expect Kim Store, Widget City, and a lot of other
Oo,
online
nasa Singapore yan.
stores.
Singapore is always in the first batch of releases.
Yeah,
Eh. So,
na sobrang mahal. Yung unang salyan yan. Okay, so next we have... Pa-play pa
Video
ba
pa
natin
ulit?
yung video? Wag na.
kahit first half lang or
Pwede
something.
ba natin i-cut yung video pag sinabi kong cut?
Bigla
Kasi
na lang
we'll,
tayong lalabas.
we'll play the first part of the 5S video, pero hindi na natin tatapusin kasi medyo mahaba siya. Tapos we'll get into a discussion of the 5S. Then we'll wrap things up by talking about the two Cherry Mobile
Mobiles.
Cosmos phones. Video.
iPhone 5S is our most refined iPhone to date. It is meticulously designed, engineered, and crafted. But it's the remarkable innovation inside the iPhone 5S that sets a new precedent. It's not just rampant technology for technology's sake. Every single component, every process has been considered and measured to make sure that it's truly useful and that it actually enhances the user's experience. This care, this consideration extends to how we protect all of the important information that you actually carry with you on your iPhone. It's what led us to create Touch ID.
Your fingerprint is one of the best passwords in the world. It's always with you, and no two are exactly alike. So it made perfect sense to create a simple, seamless way to use it as a password. With just a touch of your home button, the Touch ID sensor quickly reads your fingerprint and automatically unlocks your phone. You can even use it to authorize purchases through our stores for music, movies, TV shows, apps, and books. Setting up Touch ID to recognize your fingerprint is easy, and every time you use it, it gets better at reading your print. It can read multiple fingerprints and read them in any orientation. The technology within Touch ID is some of the most advanced hardware and software we put in any device. The button itself is made from sapphire crystal, one of the clearest, hardest materials available. This protects the sensor and acts as a lens to precisely focus it on your finger. The steel ring surrounding the button detects your finger and tells Touch ID to start reading your print. The sensor uses advanced capacitive touch to take, in essence,
Okay.
Okay na yun, mauubusan tayo ng oras eh.
Okay, so yun yung iPhone 5S. Other than, of course, yung mga main features, of course, yung ano ba yun? Yung A7
Gold.
chip.
A7 chip.
A7 chip, which
And
is supposed to be 64-bit.
And the fingerprint reader.
Yung fingerprint reader. Yung M7, which is supposed to be
Their
motion-based.
graphics, ano. Yung ano.
Ano daw yun eh, for exercise apps, tsaka for anything motion-based. Of course, may bagong design din, yung kulay gold.
Alam mo, grabe yung gold. Ang dami na nagsasabi sa akin na gusto nila yung gold.
Talaga?
Oo.
Ako
Pero
naman gusto.
Wala, mahirap magsalita eh. Pero,
Mas gusto ko yung black talaga.
tsaka sa girls talaga, I guess yung...
Ang gold? Ganun ba yun, Ange? Gusto ni Ange ng
si
gold.
Angie, oo.
Ikaw, babe, gusto mo ng gold?
Oo, di ba? Noted, asawa mo na yun, ha?
Benta.
Oo.
So anyway, so yun yung iPhone 5S. In terms of speed, it's supposed to be 2 times faster than the 5.
Which, kasi yun nga, yung 64-bit na processor na nabanggit mo, I think instead of adding more cores to their processor, na-calculate nila na mas maganda yung performance improvement if they just went that way. What that means is more desktop class apps for your mobile phone. Kasi yung mga PC natin, 64-bit na yan eh. Or at least yung mga mas magaganda.
Pero yung biggest innovation nga daw, well, I don't know if you'd call it innovation, is of course the fingerprint sensor.
Well, Apple naman has a way of not inventing things pero sila nagpapa-mainstream eh.
Motorola yata yung nagpasimuno nun eh. But anyway, so ang mangyayari doon, pwede mong gamitin yung fingerprint mo to unlock the phone, to sign in on purchases. Sabihin natin may bibiling ka sa iTunes. Hindi mo na kailangan i-type pa ulit-ulit yung password mo. Gaganon ka na lang. Diba? Pero grabe, imagine mo, Apple now will have a database.
No. They will not store it on their servers. They will store it inside the phone. It will never go to their servers.
So they say. Hindi mo lang alam, may usapan si Obama at si Steve Jobs. Ay,
Tim
Steve
Cook.
Jobs. Tim Cook. Para kunin lahat ng fingerprint ng lahat ng...
Pero they wanted to emphasize that it will be safe kasi nga it's never... Well, pag nawala mo yung phone mo, wala ibang makagamit. Pero I don't know if they can get the data from there.
Pero alam mo, medyo nakakalo yung concept ng fingerprint kasi pag nagbubukas ako ng phone, minsan hanapin mo pa talaga yung unlock button eh.
Kasi Android niya eh.
Ayun. So,
iba-iba, ang dami mo kasing phone eh. Iba-iba lagi ang location.
May iPhone din ako eh. So kung gusto ko i-unlock, kailangan ko pindutin yung... Tapos isuswipe ko pa. Yung kagandahan doon, pag meron na tayo, paano kung malaki daliri mo?
Hindi, nag-ano siya, parang kahit any part of your finger eh. Unti-unti niyang nababasa yung finger mo hanggang mabuo. Ha?
Pwedeng sideways.
Pwede. Kasi usually ganun naman talaga ang pagtama sa sa button, di ba?
Actually, pwede. So anyway, that's of course the iPhone 5s. It's also supposed to have a better camera.
Better camera, dual flash.
Dual flash na yung, apparently ang gagawin ng dalawang flash na yan, amber tsaka yung flash.
So one yellow and one white.
Papalabasin niya yung more mas natural skin tones.
So kung mas pangit ka talaga lalabas ka na.
Di ba you can't solve the... sinasabi pala ni Chinkitan? You can't solve the problem if the problem is your face.
Paano naman nagkaroon ganong advice si
Chinkitan?
Si Chinkitan.
Snappy one-liners na eh.
Personal finance advisor.
Kasama yun, di ba? But anyway, so again, that's the 5S. We expect both the 5S and the 5C to be available in the Philippines sometime in December officially. But of course, the online stores will already have it by the 20th of this month. Siguro a few days after.
Mahal.
Give or take. In fact, sabi nga ni Art Samaniego on Twitter, may parating na daw papunta sa kanya.
I'm sure.
On the 20th. So,
malaki budget ni Art eh.
Oo nga, may
ng Manila Bulletin.
May budget siya para bumili ng gadgets.
Lahat ng bago meron yun eh. Wala tayong magagawa doon. Parang si Carlo Ople, malaki budget.
Hindi, wala akong budget. Humihingi lang ako, nagmamalimos lang ako. Speaking of nagmamalimos, nagpadala si Cherry Mobile ng dalawang bagong smartphone nila for us to review.
Hintayin nyo na lang sa Tipid CP.
Pero I don't know if we have time for both eh. Ilang minutes na naman natitira?
Meron pa.
Mga
5 minutes. Mabilis lang.
Can you quickly play the video lang for Cherry Mobile?
May video na naman.
Mabilis lang to. Hindi, yung sound ng Cherry Mobile.
Di ba Mario yun?
Hindi
Hindi. Rip-off yun somewhere.
rip-off yun, man. Ano
Paano ko naman malalaman yun? Hindi naman ako
Cherry
nanonood
Mobile.
ng Cherry Mobile TVCs.
Sige. But anyway, this is the Cherry Mobile Cosmos X2.
Otherwise known as the Cherry Mobile S3.
S3 because it really looks like the Samsung Galaxy S3. Yung build niya is practically the same. Even the home button na physical here,
Which is congrats Cherry Mobile.
diba? Nakuha nila. Tas capacitive buttons dito sa gilid. In terms of the form factor and the quality of the material used, it's still plastic.
Yeah.
But it's piano black na glossy na plastic. Curved yung edges dito sa gilid. Curved din yung back. Again, just like
The S3.
S3. So, kung isipin ninyo, talagang it's literally the Cherry Mobile
S3.
S3, di ba?
Pati yung specs ata S3 din.
Ay, hindi naman. Yung
Hindi
specs
ba?
niya.
Siguraduhin mo
Pero before we get to the specs, it
Oo.
actually has two features na pinapopularize din ng S3.
Ano?
Yung Smart Stay. Smart Stay is a technology na wherein the front camera is activated when you're looking at it.
When you're reading.
So that it
ganun.
will not dim pag nakatingin sa screen. Yung isa namang feature na linagay din nila dito is the Smart Call. Kunyari may ka-text ka, pag ginanyan mo lang yan sa tenga mo, automatically tatawagan
S3
niya na.
nga yan.
Medyo. So, yun yung features na linagay nila dito sa Cosmos X2. And in terms of the specifications, it has the usual MediaTek quad-core processor. Chinek namin yung Antutu benchmark score niya, it scored around 13,000. Which is respectable for local brands.
It has an 18 megapixel camera with BSI. So,
At the
hinabol
back?
na niya yung night.
Yeah, pero yung harap niya 5 megapixel lang.
Well,
Pwede na rin. In terms of storage, it has 16 gigabytes internal, expandable ulit.
1 gigabyte of RAM too.
Oo. So again, stress ko lang yun, 16 gigabyte internal storage na yan. So medyo okay na yan. Corning Gorilla Glass 2. So scratch resistant. So ito, sing-sing ko, ganyan
Hindi na
natin.
siya Dragon Trail.
Ah,
Yung Dragon Trail kasi parang may pattern sa ilalim.
Buhay pa naman. Buhay pa naman siya. Bigla nasira yung sing-sing ko yun. No! Ganun katibay yung Gorilla Glass. Diba? Tapos doon, 4-point-inch. Again, yung pinakamaganda sa kanya, 4-point-inch Super AMOLED HD display.
S3.
Oo. Oo na. Diba? Pero maganda talaga yung screen.
Super AMOLED, sino ba nagpauso nun?
S3.
So,
Pero maganda talaga, oh. Diba? Oh.
maganda naman talaga.
Yung S3.
Pati,
Okay. 3G HSPA+. Para S3.
Oo.
Dual SIM, dual standby. Oh.
walang ganun S3. Mas
Walang
maganda
ganun
to sa
ng
S3.
Android Jelly Bean 4.2.
Yung Samsung talaga kahit kailan.
2,200 milliamperes battery. And yung SRP niya is 11,699 pesos.
Di ba? Premium phone na.
Diba?
Ganda ng harap eh.
Pero sa totoo lang, maganda siya.
Oh.
It's just that it really looks like a Samsung Galaxy S3.
Which some people like.
Actually, lagyan mo lang ito ng case. Mukha na
S3
siyang
na
black
yan.
na Samsung Galaxy S3. Palitan mo lang yung wallpaper. Parang di obvious.
Tsaka if it has Smart Stay, di ba? Yun naman talaga yung parang defining feature ng S3 nun.
Correct. Pero I think yung worry lang, no, malapit na maubos oras natin, kailangan ko lang i-point out. Personally ako, while I like the specs and the design, dahil nga may pagka S3, para sa akin, dangerous ground na yung umabot ka sa 11,699.
Yeah, medyo mahal na, no?
For several reasons. One, yung Lenovo P780, which has a 4,000 milliampere battery, 13,800 eh. So that's just 2,000 pesos more.
Hindi ka na Cherry
Yung
Mobile.
LG Optimus G, which has LTE and the Qualcomm Snapdragon quad-core processor, is 3,000 pesos more expensive lang.
Tsaka very recently lang nilaunch yun. Magandang phone yun.
Tsaka marami na rin phones na may LTE connectivity na mas mahal lang ng 1,500 to 2,000. So para sa akin, once you hit the 11,600 mark, this is for any brand na local, you really have to think about what you're offering. Kasi marami na kayong kalaban na talagang meron distinct game-changing features. No?
Pero baka naman kasi they just wanted a flagship phone na they can say na
pag malaki.
our best phone is still better than your best phone. Ng rival nila.
Kasi kung nakita nyo nga yung video kanina, yung tagline nila is, paano ba yan? Bigger than the star. Bigger than the galaxy. Ano mo so laki? Galaxy o Cosmos?
Hindi ko alam. Di ba Cosmos parang collective term yun for everything eh.
Okay.
Hindi ko alam.
So, mas malaki nga sila technically. So again, this is the Cherry Mobile Cosmos X2.
So kung nanonood ka, Elijah, maghanap ka na ng pangalan na tatalo sa Cosmos.
Again, it's very thin. Maganda naman yung design, made out of plastic. Retails for 11,699. The full review is on unbox.ph. Meron pa kami yung S, pero wala na kaming oras. Meron din kami yung Edge, tsaka yung Z. But siguro yun na lang yung for the next week's episode.
Marami pa tayong show.
Tapos meron din kami may bagong phones from Monkey King. Alam mo ba, may brand na Monkey King.
Talaga?
Nagpadala sila.
Chinese yan sigurado. Alam mo, may Chinese folklore story na Monkey King ang bida.
Oh, si Goku.
Japanese yun, bro! Akala ko ba anime fan ka?
Oo nga. But anyway, so next week, abangan na lang ninyo yung mga reviews namin for the Cosmos S, the Cherry Mobile Razr, the Cosmos X, and that Monkey King phone. And hopefully, Alores will be back so we can take a look at the Galaxy Note.
Ison din.
Ison also, maraming dalang Korean goods. O, diba? Si K-pop superstar Ison. Okay, thanks everybody for sticking with us. Kahit dalawa lang kami. I hope you guys enjoyed the video packed.
Kilala nyo na si Johnny Ive.
Best friends na kayo. Peace. Cheers.
Bye, guys.